Welcome. Today we're going to tell you about a story, a really shocking case that happened recently in Cambodia. It involves the death of someone quite well known.
Yes, it's the case of Byun. And it really forces you to look at two completely different stories, what the suspects said happened and what the physical evidence actually shows.
Exactly. So let's start with who Byun was. She was 33, a popular South Korean streamer, a BJ, they call them. Huge following, something like 150,000 people on Africa TV.
Really successful in her field.
Definitely. But it seems she wanted out. Her Instagram bio, it actually said she was quitting streaming. She wanted a quiet life, ordinary life.
And the reports suggest she went to Cambodia partly to get away from all that pressure. Maybe even some sources say a stalker.
So she's looking for peace, anonymity, which makes where she ended up even more unsettling.
The clinic. Clinic A, as it's called in the reports, in Phnom Penh.
Right. And the advertising for this place, it sounded quite professional, didn't it? Chinese medicine, Western medicine, surgery, pediatrics, dermatology, the whole lot.
But the reality was very different. It was just this tiny single unit run by a Chinese couple, Lai Wen-Chao, who was 30, and Chai Hu-Huan, 39.
And what's really suspicious is its history.
Extremely suspicious. Neighbors apparently sometimes thought it was a Chinese restaurant because of the sign. And they said, even though it had been open for over 10 years...
10 years.
They almost never saw any customers, ever. It basically operated under the radar.
Yeah, that screams front, doesn't it? A front for something else entirely. And this is where Young goes, not just once.
Twice. Which, given who she was, her money, her profile, that's the first really big question mark, isn't it? Why there?
Okay, so let's piece together her last days. She gets to Cambodia on June 2nd, 2023. Stays with friends, apparently in a nice, secure condo.
And we have CCTV, which is crucial here. It tracks her movements.
Let's look at June 3rd first. This is important.
Yeah.
Around midday, she leaves the condo. CCTV picks her up, walking pretty confidently towards Clinic A.
She knew where she was going.
It seems like it. And notice the clothes. Black t-shirt, black jogger pants. Specific detail. She's inside for about an hour and a half.
Then leaves, apparently fine, goes back to the condo. No obvious signs of trouble that day.
So that first visit makes you think, maybe she wasn't a complete stranger to the place, or someone she trusted sent her there.
It implies some kind of prior connection or recommendation, yes. Whatever she was there for, it needed to be kept quiet, away from, the official medical system.
Okay, now June 4th. The day everything changes. Around 4:00 p.m., she leaves the condo again, tells her friend she'll be back soon.
And here's that strange detail again. She's wearing the exact same clothes. Black t-shirt, black joggers, just like the day before.
Arrives at Clinics Invest. Minutes later. Yeah. And this is where things get really dark, really fast. We know this from CCTV aimed at the clinic's exterior.
Right. At 5:52 p.m., so just before 6, the lights inside and the open sign outside, they just switch off, suddenly. While Young is still in there.
Chilling. You wouldn't just turn off the lights in a clinic with a patient inside. What's next?
About 20 minutes later, around 6:01 p.m., Chai, the wife, is seen coming out briefly, looks around, seems nervous, then goes back in.
Yeah.
Then, just 3 minutes later, 6:15 p.m., the open sign flicks back on. But here's the critical point the forensic team later established, the estimated time of death.
When?
Around 6:00 p.m., right in that window when the clinic went dark.
So something violent happened then. Inside, unseen, Lai and Chai leave later, around 8:00 p.m., on a scooter. No sign of Young.
But the really damning footage is much later that night, isn't it?
Yes. 1:00 a.m., June 5th. They come back, but this time in a car. Chai gets out, opens the clinic's double doors wide.
And Lai backs the car right up to the entrance. Not parked normally on the street,
right.
Backed right up like you would if you needed to load something heavy, something you didn't want seen, straight into the back.
They load whatever it is and drive off immediately. It's clearly about moving the body.
No doubt about it, setting the stage for the discovery.
Which happens the next day, June 6th. Early hours, around 2:00 a.m. A construction foreman, the reports call him Wadi, finds a body. So 40 minutes away from the clinic.
Yeah, in a pretty grim location, a water-filled pit on a construction site.
And the state of the body. He immediately told police this wasn't natural.
Absolutely not. It was wrapped tightly in a red blanket, tied up with rope around the neck, the waist, the legs, very securely bound.
And when they unwrapped it, she was wearing those same clothes, the black t-shirt and joggers from the CCTV. But her face...
horrific, severely bruised, very swollen, and then those other really disturbing details the initial examiners noted.
She wasn't wearing a bra. And her underwear was on inside out.
The binding, the location, the facial trauma, the state of the clothes, it all points to homicide, or at the very least, a frantic, violent attempt to cover something up. Fingerprints confirmed it was Byun Ah-young.
So the police quickly track down Lai and Chai. And Lai, the husband, gives his first version of events. What was his story?
Well, his main aim seems to have been damage control. Trying to frame it as an accident, maybe negligence, but not murder, and trying to protect his wife.
How?
He admitted the clinic wasn't licensed, admitted his wife Chai wasn't a doctor, just treated people based on, quote, family knowledge. He claimed Ah-young came for a vitamin shot.
A vitamin shot.
That's what he said. But he claimed he refused because he saw needle marks on her arm already. Then, he says, she just suddenly started convulsing, foaming at the mouth.
Like a seizure.
Exactly. He said he tried to save her with some Chinese herbal capsules, but she died anyway. He insisted it was an accident, pure panic. So he disposed of the body himself, alone.
Alone. But the police had the CCTV.
Right. They showed him the footage from 10am. His wife, Chai, clearly visible, helping with the car, involved in moving the body. His story of acting alone just fell apart instantly.
What did he say then, when confronted with the video evidence of his wife's involvement?
He tried to backtrack, claimed she was just using the bathroom nearby, or he was dropping her off at a restaurant, basically trying to minimize her role, saying she wasn't really involved in the disposal itself. But his credibility was shot by then.
And then the autopsy results came in. And that just completely destroyed his entire narrative, didn't it?
Completely. The forensic truth was totally different. Two massive points. First, toxicology found no drugs, no narcotics in her system.
So all those nasty online rumors about drug use, totally false.
Completely unfounded. Second, and this is the absolute key, cause of death wasn't seizure, wasn't a bad reaction. It was asphyxiation, lack of oxygen.
Asphyxiation. That means something external stopped her breathing. That's not a natural event like a seizure.
No, it implies force, strangulation, suffocation, something violent. And there was more.
What else did the autopsy find?
Injuries consistent with extreme violence, a broken neck, significant bruising, possibly even burn marks on her face and neck.
A broken...
Yes. That, combined with asphyxiation, it points to a violent struggle or assault. It lines up perfectly with the time of death being around 6:30 p.m. when those clinic lights went out. The seizure story just doesn't fit the physical evidence. Not at all.
So this leaves so many questions. The big one. Why was a rich, famous streamer going to this specific, dodgy, unlicensed clinic?
Twice.
The main theory still revolves around secrecy, doesn't it? She must have been seeking something, maybe a cosmetic procedure, maybe a very high dose of something that she couldn't get easily or discreetly back in Korea.
Something risky or maybe not even legal.
Possibly. And given she was trying to escape scrutiny, maybe even a stalker, a place completely off the books might have seemed like the only option. A terrible, fatal choice, obviously.
And what about the clothes? Same outfit, 2 days in a row, the underwear inside out. Any thoughts on that?
Well, there are a couple of ways to look at it. One idea links back to her wanting an ordinary life. Maybe she was just genuinely trying to be casual, not caring about appearances, shedding that celebrity skin.
Just throwing on yesterday's clothes? Maybe. The other possibility, much darker, is that given the violence, her clothes might have been removed or changed post-mortem during the cleanup. The inside-out underwear could just be a mistake made in haste while dressing the body before disposal.
It's all deeply disturbing. So where does the case stand now, Lai and Chai?
They've both been arrested, charged with murder. They are fighting the charges. The case is ongoing in Cambodia.
Kind of a potential consequence.
If convicted there, it could mean life imprisonment. But there's another layer. Because Ah-young was South Korean, it's possible South Korea could seek extradition. If the family requests it, they might face trial under Korean law instead. These international cases get complicated.
This whole thing also shines a light on a bigger failure, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. The sources point out that people living nearby knew this clinic was suspicious for years. They complained, but nothing effective was done.
Authorities just let it operate for a decade.
Pretty much. If regulations had been enforced, if that clinic had been shut down years ago, like it probably should have been, this tragedy might well have been prevented. It's a failure of oversight.
And there's one final, really awful detail to this story, even after she died so tragically.
Yeah, the online abuse didn't stop. It's sickening, really. Some of the same kinds of hateful comments, misogynistic attacks that she likely faced as a streamer continued even after her murder, people suggesting she somehow deserved it.
Just shows a level of cruelty that's hard to comprehend. That kind of hatred doesn't just disappear.
No, it lingers. It's a grim reminder of the dark side of online anonymity and public scrutiny.
So we're left with this stark contrast. The suspects claim an accident, a seizure, a panic cover-up. The forensics show asphyxiation, a broken neck, extreme violence.
The evidence points strongly towards a violent act, not an accident. The cover-up was deliberate, extensive.
But the exact trigger, the precise motive for that level of violence inside the clinic, that still feels unclear, doesn't it? Was it planned murder from the start, or did something go catastrophically wrong during a procedure leading to a violent panic?
Given the broken neck, the asphyxiation, it leans heavily towards intentional violence or, at minimum, a criminally reckless act that resulted in death, followed by a brutal attempt to hide it. Understanding what procedure went so wrong or what argument occurred is probably key.
It's a truly disturbing case with many layers still unfolding. Thanks for joining us as we've walked through the details we have from the sources. We'll definitely keep an eye on how the trial progresses.
Hopefully we've helped lay out the known facts for you clearly.
Before we go, please don't forget to show your support for our channel, Horror Doc. If you found this story compelling, please like, share, and subscribe. It helps us keep bringing you these in-depth stories.
Stay safe.
Take care, and we'll see you on the next story.